We've all seen the Instagram photos of people proudly holding their white COVID-19 vaccination cards, proof that they've had their shot. But now the question of requiring proof of vaccination for some everyday activities is sparking a lot of debate.
Well, some airlines, some cruise companies already require them. Our Tony Benton Jr. has more.
There's a growing debate over quote-unquote vaccine passports, which is basically proof that you've received your COVID-19 vaccine. There have been privacy concerns, and some are also arguing that it's a security risk, and it could also lead to some discrimination. I spoke with a local political expert about if this proof of vaccination could be required by the federal government.
Whether it can be required at a federal level is an interesting question. Whenever the federal government does something, they have to be able to demonstrate that this is appropriate based on the Constitution. And I think there'd be a lot of people who would say the feds may have difficulty proving that.
While several states, including New York and Hawaii, are embracing the idea, other states like Texas, Georgia, and Florida have already made moves to ban them, or they stated that they're in support of not mandating the proof of vaccination.
Individual states have a much easier time demonstrating that they think this is something that's within their purview.
Now let's break down the industries that this can impact. For privately owned businesses, we spoke with a local Fort Wayne attorney about what they could do if this is required.
You can have requirements such as this, particularly in a private business. As a matter of public safety, a private business can probably appropriately say, look, you need to be vaccinated, and we require you to do that. Probably the best response to that is if you are legitimately a member of a religious group that does not approve of vaccinations.
And what about showing that vaccine passport for schools?
I mean, when you first go to school, when you go off to university, there are plenty of requirements for things that you need to have done before you can be admitted. Vaccines is one of the things on the list already, so there's nothing new there.
Freshly vaccinated Kyle Henry prefers to not have to use a vaccine passport, but says he's willing to do so if it's what's best for the public.
I'd rather not, but if the scientists and the leaders think that might be the best way to keep this thing under control and prevent any sort of mass spread again, then I would be for it. I want to do my part.
Tony Benton Jr., ABC 21 News.
The White House has said Americans will not be mandated to carry a single vaccination credential, nor will they create a federal database with a list of vaccinated Americans or those who have not received a vaccine. The White House says that they will, however, still provide some guidance, which will look like an FAQ. We will have more on vaccine passports in our 6 o'clock hour.